Stab moves are an important part of Pokémon. Every Pokémon can use them and they give you a free 1.5 times boost in power. In fact, 99% of Pokémon use stab moves. A water-type Pokémon is supposed to use water-type moves, even a 5-year-old can understand that. Why wouldn't you use them? Well, Dragonite is a rare case of a Pokémon whose main movesets in Generation 8 competitive don't use stab moves. In the case of Dragonite, it's because its stab moves aren't very good. A majority of Dragonites in tournament play and in ladder play don't actually use any dragon or flying type moves. Here's why. The first thing that comes to mind when you think of a powerful dragon like Dragonite is the move Dragon Dance. Dragonite has always been an effective Dragon Dance sweeper, especially with its ability Multiscale. There's nothing like seeing a powerful Outrage of a Generation 5 Dragonite ripping through a team. But this isn't Generation 5 anymore. In Gen 8, Fairy types are everywhere. Outrage isn't the terrifying move it once was. More often, if you use Outrage and you do get a KO, you get destroyed by a Fairy type like Tapu Lele on the next turn as you're locked into Outrage. This is reflected in the usage rates of Dragonite. Dragonite now runs Outrage only 5% of the time compared to the 80% of the time it would use it in Generation 5. Talking about the flying type, Dragonite simply does not have any good flying type moves. Its strongest flying type move is Fly, and generally speaking, 2-turn moves are not as good because they give your opponent a turn to react. In Generation 7, Dragonite could get around this issue by using a flying type Z move to break through, but in Generation 8, all Dragonite has is Dual Wing Beat, which is very mediocre overall. Dual Wing Beat has the same issue with power as Dragon Claw, but because flying can hit Fairy types and has more super effective targets, it actually has a 30% usage rate. Much higher than Outrage or Dragon Claw, but still low in the grand scheme of things. Another minor issue is that Dual Wing Beat hits twice, which means it takes double the damage from Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, which are both very common, and double the chance of activating something like Static from Zapdos or Flame Body from Heatran. What Dragonite actually ends up running is one of two movesets. Taking advantage of Heavy Duty Boots Multiscale to avoid Stealth Rock, Dragonite's most common moveset is Dragon Dance, Ice Punch, Earthquake, and Roost. Ice Punch and Earthquake give Dragonite close to universal coverage, and Roost maintains longevity throughout the game and helps Dragonite re-trigger Multiscale. Dragon Dance plus 3 attacks is an option, but because Roost Multiscale is so good, usually you see Dragon Dance, Roost, and 2 attacking moves. The coverage combination of Ice Punch plus Earthquake lets it hit Pokemon like Heatran, Landorus, Zapdos, Garchomp, and many others. Strictly speaking, these moves are slightly less powerful than Dual Wing Beat or Dragon Claw on neutral targets, but the point is to have less neutral targets. By expanding coverage, the goal is to gain the power to hit many things super effectively. For example, it's a big deal to be able to one-hit KO Landorus with Ice Punch before it can use Toxic versus you. Hitting common Pokemon for super effective damage is more relevant than hitting the average Pokemon with a slightly stronger attack, and that's why Ice Punch plus Earthquake is the most common Dragon Dance moveset on Dragonite. It's not that Dragon Dance Dual Wing Beat is unusable, it's just that generally speaking, the coverage is more valuable. As a result, Outrage is almost never seen, and Dual Wing Beat is uncommon. Besides Dragon Dance, the other moveset Dragonite uses is a defensive utility moveset. Once again taking advantage of Multiscale and Heavy Duty Boots, Dragonite can become an important wall, taking on a lot of different Pokemon. It can even use the move Heal Bell as part of its defensive capabilities. Similarly here, defensive Dragonite often opts for coverage moves to defend itself, with moves like Ice Beam, Earthquake, or even Waterfall to take on Heatran and Landorus in one move slot. There's simply no need for a move like Dual Wing Beat, because the marginally better damage output isn't worth it. Overall, Dragonite is one of the rare Pokemon whose best movesets don't have any stab attacks. Do you know any other Pokemon that doesn't need its stabs? Let me know down in the comments below. One that comes to mind is Suicide Lead Azelf, and you can learn about that in my previous video.